Hey everybody, welcome to Earth 2. I just wanted to get the ball rolling with this live. I know the lighting is not all that, it is what it is, but I wanted to get the ball rolling. I wanted to go live because I have something very important to talk about today, and it is very, very poignant for the beginning of the year 2021. So, the topic of this live is money is easy to get. Now, if you are in the Earth 2 group, you know that I made a post about this. And if you're not in the Earth 2 group, I will put a link to that once the video buffers down later on and you watch the replay of this. So I don't like to sit on the lives too long. I don't like to, doidle, and wait for the room to fill up because I know that most people are going to watch the replay if this is not a scheduled live that they're used to. So we're just going to get right to the point here. So, money is easy to get. Now, I know when I say that, people are like, girl, bye. I am working 15 hours a day and I'm still not seeing the type of money that I want to see. I'm driving Uber, I'm driving Instacart, I'm doing all the things of the things, and the money does not seem to be flowing the way I want it to flow. So, we're going to break this down right now. In the Earth 2 group on Facebook, I posted money is easy to get, just ask, right? Or something of that nature. I put a little meme together. And a few people commented, a few people liked, and I know a few people must have rolled their eyes because they were like, all right, well, give me some money. Okay, so now let me explain to you how that works. On Under that post, I was prepared to give everyone who said specifically what they wanted. I had an allotment of about $40. So had you gone under that post, had your mind been in the right place, and we're going to get to that, had your mind been in the right place, I would have sent you $1 cash out just to prove a point. Now I know a dollar is not life changing for most people, but it's $1 more than you had before. So here's the T. When you ask for money, do you have a place for me to send it? Do you have a dollar amount that you want? And are you even asking the right person? Because a lot of you said, all right, give me some money, or I need some money, but there were no specifics. If you go back to the old school, maybe you have a grandmother, maybe you have an aunt, an elder who is in the faith and has some type of religious background, they'll tell you very often that you need to know how to pray. And so asking for money is the same thing. You need to know how to ask for money. Where do I send it? Or how do I get it to you? What amount you need? And are you asking the right person? Those are all things that you need to consider. And it really is a mindset because once my mind, and you'll hear everybody on YouTube who's making millions of dollars say the same thing. I rolled my eyes for years too, but now I'm at the point where I get it. I really get it, and I'm trying to get other people to get it and unlock their minds. It's all about having your mind in the right place because once you put, all right, give me some money then. I know your mind is not in the right place, but we're going to get you there. Okay. So, how do we begin to ask for money? How do we begin to stop breaking our backs for money? Okay. There's another woman I want to give a quick shout out to, Hot Mess Millionaire. She's another person who is unlocked and gets it. Okay. And so we're all in this space trying to get other people to get it. All right. So, how do we begin to ask for money? The proper way to ask for money is to be prepared to receive. So, what does that mean? Set up a business. Now, I know a lot of people are like, well, what kind of business do I set up? How do I set up the business? We're going to get to that. Right now, we're talking about the baseline mindset that you need to be in and the steps that you need to start working on so that you can receive money. Nobody can give you money if you are not in a position to receive it, right or wrong. Okay, so you're going to set up a business. For most people, that's going to be an LLC. For some people, they'll read through it and decide they want to do an S corp. If you have a little bit more money at your disposal, maybe you want to set up a corporation. Okay, so you're going to set up a proper business, and we're talking about in the United States and we're talking about abroad. Okay, you just follow the procedure of whatever it is in your particular country. Okay, so you're going to set up a business. You're going to make sure your paperwork is in order. All of the little, tax things that they want you to set up, the emails, the website, the phone number, whatever you need it to be. Okay, your virtual address, or like I said, if you have the funds and you can get a physical address, this is all the type of stuff that you're just going to set up to be ready to receive money. Okay, so once you are formally ready to receive money, that is when you are going to start the asking process. Okay, so I have a formal business set up. I actually have two formal businesses set up. And then there are other small businesses under those umbrellas. I have them set up as LLCs. Now you're going to start asking. So, who are you going to start asking? You're going to reach out to the SBA, which is the Small Business Association. You are going to reach out to your university. You're going to reach out to fintech companies. And if you're not understanding what I'm saying, you're going to have to Google, you're going to have to research. Okay. But we're going to cover that stuff on the channel as well. You are going to reach out to small banks, okay? Mechanics and Farmers, Nations, all those types of small banks in your area. Any other local banks that I don't know where you're from, you're going to reach out to them. You're going to start reaching out to the nonprofit circuit. There are people who have money allotted to distribute grants to small business owners, to women, to minorities, to, which I hate that word, but you get it, to Black women, to Asian women, to immigrants, to, and fill in the blank. There are so many different agencies available. Literally, you can Google it. How to get funding for X, Y, and Z. Loans and grants for X, Y, and Z. So you start asking. So the first channel of money that I like to ask for, and I jokingly say beg for, are grants. Find out what grants you can get for your business, for your entity, for your nonprofit, commonly referred to or known as 5013C. Okay, a nonprofit. So you're going to go look into those things. The next thing you're going to look at is where can you get loans from? Okay, again, you're going to go to the SBA, the Small Business Association. You're going to go to different fintech companies. The same companies for grants are the same people who may distribute loans. Also, with loans, you can start to go to the banks. But again, you're going to make sure that you go back on step two, which is, or step one rather, which is setting up your business properly. Okay, and like I said, we're going to cover that in another video. So, you're going to start asking for grants. You're going to start asking for loans. You could also ask for gifts. There are institutions that give out financial gifts. I don't know if anyone is old enough. Shout out to the 40-year-olds. I don't know if anybody is old enough, but if you remember PBS and the Helena Rubinstein Foundation, there are foundations and charities all across the country who are willing to distribute not only financial gifts, but also different types of items. So they might give you computers, they might give you office furniture, they might give you pens. I mean, you have to ask to find out what's available. Once you start getting into that cycle of asking, you'll find out that there is so much available to you. The world is infinitely abundant. For example, the first round of loans that went out for COVID relief, for like, economic or financial hardship for small business owners, a lot of that money did not go out. It was not allocated because people did not have businesses set up, because people did not apply for it, because people were scared to ask for money. And so that is going to bring me to the next part of this discussion. Money is easy to get, but there could be some barriers to getting money. Number one, as I said at the beginning of the video, is your mindset. If you are thinking, oh, I'm not going to qualify for that, or oh, why would somebody give me $10,000, or oh, you have all of these reasons, you're telling yourself no before these businesses, these companies can say yes. Don't tell yourself no. Say to yourself, I want funding for my business. I want to be given money. I want somebody to give me some money, and I'm going to find it. So, your first step is confidence. Your first step is positivity in terms of breaking down those barriers. You've got to be confident. You have to be solid in yourself to say, listen, I am a person who deserves these things. I am a person who is willing to work for these things. A lot of times, the only barrier to you getting the The funding is your confidence because you're thinking, oh, well, I'm not a big time company and I don't know how to do the paperwork or I'm not that savvy. And so you talk yourself out of things. So you got to build up your confidence. There are bad people, horrible people, silly people, dumb people who are getting millions of dollars. And if you listen to any of these other financial gurus in this space, Noel Randall, Gary Vee, they'll tell you, you don't have to be a genius. You don't have to be a good person. Just be confident. Just say to yourself, this is what I want out of life. And then you go out there and you get it. Period. It's not more complicated than that. Okay. And then so another barrier to securing funding, getting money, getting easy money is it's a numbers game. You can't ask 3 people, they don't give you the money, and then you say, see, they ain't giving out no money out here. It's wild. Ah. You have to be asking. You have to be in asking mode. You have to go out there and get it. Make a list of 200 people who are giving out money, grants, loans, gifts. Even family members who you know are well off, do a presentation for them. Show them how much money you've made on your own. Show them how much money you stand to make. And ask. Okay? It's a numbers game. If I ask 200 people in a room, hey, can you give me $1? Somebody's going to reach in their pocket and be like, girl, $1? That's all you whoops. Boom. Okay? Then I'll go to another room. There's 200 people in there. Hey, can I get $1? Somebody will peel off 1. Somebody might even peel off 5. This is the same philosophy that bums do. Homeless people, derelicts, drug addicts. They are asking hundreds and hundreds of people a day for money, and they're getting it. You know, there was a meme going around in the business world, or in the entrepreneur world, about, you gonna let a crackhead out hustle you? That's real facts. Because a crackhead is relentless. They are going to get that money. You need to be a crackhead because they are going to get it. It's a numbers game. The more people you ask, the more likelihood that somebody, even if they don't intend to say yes, even if, you know, they don't know anything about you, they're just going to say yes because they're in a good mood. There's so many variables. So you got to go out there and ask. Another barrier is who you ask the money for, and that goes back to the previous step. Make sure that you're asking the right institutions. Make sure that you're asking the person in power. Make sure that if you go and you ask a family member, you're asking the family member who controls the money. If you have a father and he has a wife, okay, that's not your mother, and you know she controls the funds, butter her up. Ask her. Figure out what you need to do for her to say yes, and straight up ask people when you go into banks, when you go into what we call angel investors, which are family members, when you go into friend circuits, when you go to your fraternity, your sorority, when you go back to your university. Listen, I need $1,000 in funding for my small business. We have exponential growth pattern, or we expect exponential growth, and you give them their little facts and figures that they need. Once they sit up there and start looking like they want to say no, you said, well, I need this funding. So what do you need to say yes today? You're going to have to develop a vocabulary of winning, and we're going to get to that as well. All right. So who do you ask the money for, and how easy are you making it for them to distribute it to you? Are you knowledgeable about how to do a wire transfer? Do you have a business bank account set up where you can have someone write you a check? Are you set up with, we're going a little bit deeper than Cash App right now. Okay. Do you have the proper channels in place to receive that money? You can't just jump up in the air and say, hey, rain, make it rain, give me millions of dollars. How are you set up to receive that money? And if it's something in terms of a loan or a grant where they're going to want to report, how do they know? What type of evidence are you bringing them that you are going to be able to report back and say, here's what I did with the money, and then maybe go back and ask for some more? You've really, really got to get your head together in terms of getting money, because money is easy to get. Money is easy to get. The EIDL loan opened up today. Please check that out. Just Google that, EIDL loan. Google that. See what you need to do to qualify. And then I'm going to wrap up the video on this note. You've got to get comfortable with paperwork because I see that as a huge barrier for a lot of people. Fortunately, I'm just blessed. I like to sit there and comb through paperwork and fill it out. That's just my personality. So that's not my barrier, but I know it's a barrier for a lot of people. If you know that you are never going to get comfortable with paperwork, or you don't believe that you can build up that muscle to get comfortable with combing through paperwork and reading documents, you need to hire somebody because the money is out there. Money is wild, as we say back in New York, money is wild, easy to get. You have to just be in a posture to receive the money. You have to build up your confidence to get the money, and you have to make sure that you're asking the right people, making it easy for them to distribute those funds to you. All right. So we are on Earth 2. I will see you back on Earth 2 the next time. I'm going to go right back to Earth 1. Take care, friends and family, and I'll see you in the next video.